Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of romance, drama, and emotional roller coasters, then you've probably seen After We Collided, 2020, the second installment in the After film series. Today, we're diving deep into the movie, unpacking its plot, characters, themes, and much more. If you haven't seen the movie yet, don't worry, we'll provide a spoiler warning before diving into key spoilers. So, make sure to grab some popcorn, and let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. After We Collided is the second movie in the After franchise, based on the book series by Anna Todd. It follows the tumultuous romance between Tessa Young and Hardin Scott. The movie picks up right after the first film, continuing the intense, often toxic relationship between the two characters. The movie was directed by Roger Kumble and stars Josephine Langford as Tessa and Hero finds Tiffin as Hardin. The film didn't just carry the emotional weight of the first movie, it also faced significant challenges in balancing the darker themes of the book with a broader audience. Critics gave it mixed reviews, but fans of the franchise were generally pleased with the continuation of the story. Despite some criticisms about pacing and character development, it still made waves at the box office and online, further solidifying the series as a cult favorite among fans of steamy teen dramas. Now, let's get into the plot. At the start of After We Collided, Tessa is no longer in a relationship with Hardin after the events of the first film, where their relationship was left in a very messy and emotional place. Tessa has moved on and started working at Vance Publishing, and we see her trying to build a life independent of Hardin. However, Hardin's not ready to let go. He continues to lurk in her life, making it clear that he's still in love with her, and of course, this leads to a lot of back and forth, a constant tug of war between love and hate. But Tessa's not the only one who has moved on. Hardin himself is struggling with his demons, trying to deal with the trauma from his past while keeping up this toxic relationship with Tessa. One of the most pivotal parts of the story is Hardin's internal conflict and his journey to understand what love truly means. It's a journey of self-destruction and redemption. Let's now talk about the heart of this story, the characters, Tessa and Hardin. These two characters are complicated, flawed, and extremely polarizing. So, let's break them down. First, Tessa. Throughout the movie, she's caught between wanting to move on and wanting to rekindle her relationship with Hardin. She's intelligent, independent, but also constantly torn between love and logic. Tessa's emotional journey is one of self-discovery, as she tries to find out who she is outside of Hardin's chaotic influence. Then we have Hardin. Hardin is one of the most complex characters in this franchise. His rough exterior hides a deep vulnerability. Throughout After We Collided, we see Hardin grappling with his past, his strained relationship with his father, his self-destructive tendencies, and his ongoing battle with guilt. Hero finds Tiffin does an exceptional job portraying Hardin's emotional turmoil. He's a character that viewers love to hate, but ultimately, we see him evolve, even if it's in small steps. Their relationship is a love story defined by passion, conflict, and personal growth. Every time they try to break free from each other, they're pulled back into the cycle, questioning whether they're meant to be together or whether they should walk away for good. The supporting characters also play a big role in driving the narrative forward. Let's talk about some of them. Landon, played by the charming Dylan Sprouse, Hardin's cousin, who serves as the comic relief and voice of reason in Hardin's life. He's the character who challenges Hardin and urges him to reconsider his actions, especially when it comes to Tessa. Nolan, played by Rob Estes, a new character introduced in this film, who works alongside Tessa at Vance Publishing and quickly becomes an antagonist in her relationship with Hardin. He represents the safe and more mature alternative to Hardin's reckless behavior, making things more complicated for Tessa. Travis, played by Stephen R. McQueen, a character with a complicated history with Tessa, also adds tension to the story. He's been in love with Tessa for a while and tries to challenge Hardin for her affection. Each of these characters serves a specific purpose in showing the contrasts between Hardin and Tessa's relationship dynamics, pushing them both toward growth and self-reflection. Some of these characters also bring in some much-needed comedic moments that break the otherwise intense atmosphere of the movie. Now, let's dive into the themes of the movie. After We Collided isn't just a love story, it's about trauma, healing, and personal growth. Toxic relationships. One of the biggest themes in the film is the portrayal of toxic love. Tessa and Hardin are both in love and deeply destructive to one another, constantly pushing and pulling at each other emotionally. While some may find this dynamic intense and romantic, it's important to consider the emotional damage that can come from such relationships. Personal growth. Both characters go through significant development in this movie. Tessa begins to realize her worth outside of her relationship with Hardin. She becomes more assertive in her professional life and her personal decisions. Hardin, on the other hand, confronts his unresolved trauma and takes small steps toward becoming a better version of himself. Forgiveness and redemption. Hardin's journey is about seeking forgiveness, both from others and himself. This is a pivotal part of his character arc in this film, and it sets the stage for the emotional evolution that continues in the next films. Visually, After We Collided has a distinct style. The cinematography emphasizes the emotional tone of the scenes, using close-up shots to capture the intensity between the characters. The use of lighting and color also plays a significant role in setting the mood. Bright, airy moments contrast with darker, more intense scenes, which is symbolic of the emotional swings that Tessa and Hardin experience. Director Roger Kumble brings a cinematic edge to the series, making sure to capture the sensual and turbulent atmosphere that fans love. However, the pacing of the film can be a bit uneven at times, which has led to some mixed reviews. As mentioned earlier, the film had mixed reviews from critics. Some praised the chemistry between the leads and the emotional intensity, while others criticized the repetitive nature of the conflict and the often problematic portrayal of relationships. That said, the movie found a loyal fan base, particularly on social media platforms like TikTok and Twitter, where fans regularly discuss and dissect the characters and the drama. The After franchise has become a cultural phenomenon, especially among young adult audiences. Fans of the books-turned-movies appreciate the deeply emotional roller coaster and the romance that keeps them coming back for more. However, the toxic nature of the relationship between Tessa and Hardin remains a point of contention for many viewers. So, what's your take on After We Collided? Did you love the drama and emotional chaos, or do you think the relationship between Tessa and Hardin is a little too toxic to be considered romantic? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more in-depth reviews and discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.